What if God slowly actually is a gift, not a punishment? In a business world obsessed with overnight success and rapid growth, waiting can feel like failure. But what if the very delays we resent are actually part of a design process that's preparing us for something greater than we can imagine? Today, I want to talk about why God's timeline in business often feels painfully slow and why, in my experience, his process always takes longer but delivers results that are infinitely better. See, we live in a culture of immediacy where tech startups become billion-dollar unicorns in months, and entrepreneurs go from unknown to influencer seemingly overnight. Success is expected to arrive quickly and dramatically, and when it doesn't happen that way for us, we start to question everything. We may ask ourselves questions like, is my business model flawed? Have I missed God's calling? I know I've asked myself that a lot. Am I not working hard enough? Has God forgotten about me? I mean, listen, I've been there 4+ years into my business journey. I've watched competitors and even friends grow faster with seemingly less effort. I've questioned my decisions, my abilities, and honestly, I questioned God's goodness in the process. The comparison trap is especially dangerous for faith-driven entrepreneurs because it's not only affects our business confidence, but it can also, shake our spiritual foundation. We think, if God's in this, why isn't it growing faster? I've asked myself that a ton. The painful reality is that waiting reveals what's really in our hearts. When growth is slower than we hoped, our motivations are exposed. Are we building for our glory or God's? Our faith gets tested. Do we truly trust God's timing? And a big one is that our character gets refined, often through challenges we'd rather avoid. See, what makes waiting even harder is seeing others succeed while we struggle. We start thinking, God, if you can do it for them, why can't you do it for me? And here's the most challenging part. With each passing month or year, the temptation grows to take matters into our own hands, to compromise our values, to cut corners, or abandon the vision God gave us just to see some progress. I've seen entrepreneurs abandon God's process right before their breakthrough was about to happen, trading divine timing for immediate gratification, but missing out on the greater blessing that awaited them. Scripture gives us a profound wisdom about God's timing and process. And this scripture has really spoke to me. It says in James 5:7-8, we read, "See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, patiently waiting for the autumn and spring rains. You too, be patient and stand firm." Here's what I've learned about God's process in business. God is more interested in who you're becoming than what you're building. Man, that's powerful. The delays are often about developing your character to handle the success he has planned. God's timeline includes factors you can't see and that I can't see. He's often positioning people and resources and opportunities behind the scenes. What God does slowly lasts longer. Businesses built on godly principles and solid foundations may take longer to grow, but tend to withstand challenges that topple the faster growing competitors. See, God's delays are strategic, not punitive. He's not holding back blessing to punish you. He's preparing you to steward greater influence and impact. I think of somebody like Joseph in the Bible, who spent 13 years as a slave and a prisoner before his sudden elevation to leadership. And during that waiting period, God was developing the character and the wisdom Joseph would need to save nations. Or David even, who was anointed as king, but spent years in caves and the wilderness running from Saul before ascending to the throne. The process shaped him into the leader Israel needed. So here's my encouragement to you today. Don't shortcut or short circuit God's process. The waiting isn't wasted, it's preparation. And what God is preparing you for is better than what you would have settled for if it had come quickly. So if you're in a season where growth feels painfully slow, ask yourself, what is God developing in me during this season? What am I learning that I couldn't learn any other way? How might this delay be protecting me from something that I can't see? I want to challenge you to share in the comments if you're in a season of waiting right now. I'd love to encourage you because, listen, I know I'm in a very similar situation, and today I've been talking to myself as much as I've been talking to you. So leave something in the comments. Would love to hear where you're at on your journey. And until next time, let's go build something that matters.